let's have a conversation. I'm going to go ahead and play my disclaimer, and then we're going to get to the topic in regards to Megan Good. Oh, Megan. Oh, Megan. Mothers teach your daughters different because something's going on. And I say that because when she sat down with Shannon Sharpe, you could hear that she's trying to construct things in a certain way. That media training, if you caught it early, you caught that good media training early. But a lot of us can pick up on statements, buzzwords. We can pick up on different topics. We can pick up on different things that people are saying and try not to say. Let's go ahead and do this disclaimer and let's talk Megan. So thanks for tuning in to Let's Talk About It Media 21. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and please share if you care. What are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about what's on Instagram, what's on Twitter, what's going on in the news around the world. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comments, news reporting, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is use permitted by a copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. All comments are alleged, in our opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. And don't forget, the Cash App is Let's Talk About It Media. And have a great day. Stay positive, stay focused. Okay, so thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you. There's the disclaimer because we're going to, stop and play some of these videos, and we got to do the disclaimer so I don't have problems. We're not going to go to this one. We're going to go to the one she talked with Shannon Sharpe because it's interesting to me. This is her journey. And I don't knock a woman's journey. I don't. Normally I don't. But I'm concerned. I will say that. I'm concerned. It's almost like she's trying to convince us that she's happy. She's almost trying to convince us that this is where she wants to be. And she had said that her friends were trying to tell her not to be in this situation. When we talk about a man's character and we talk about a person you're dating, it's your choice. She a grown woman. She could do whatever she want. She could date who she want. She could do whatever she want with her time, be next to a person in her bed, hug, kissed up to, spend family time with, holidays with. It's her relationship. But what we're finding is she's trying to make sure we understand that she had issues with Devon Franklin. But in this situation, she's trying to make it seem like she has peace. And trust me, y'all, I wasn't going to make no videos today. I was going to chill and relax. But in listening to her videos, many people are wondering if Hello, come on in. Many people are wondering if Megan was the one he was texting. And is that why she's standing by his side? But this is the biggest thing too. If she was the one that he was texting or receive a text or whatever, why wasn't Megan the one on the carpet with him when he was winning his awards, when he was doing extremely well? So is she with him because she's feeling guilty? Or why? Many people are like, of all the actors in the world, of all the people in the world, you're connecting yourself to a guy that has DV charges. And we look at her, gorgeous woman. She's produced. She's been behind the camera. She's acted for years. Many people are saying, why, dear? Why? So let's listen to what she has to say, because you have to pick up on the words. And I'm telling y'all, I almost did not do videos today. I almost did not. Oh, wait. Oh, I got to go back to that one later. Let's get to it.
Is the last 2 years where your faith has been tested the most? For sure. Not this past year. This past year, I'm like, Lord, I know you're going to do what you do, and I trust you.
This past year, Lord, I know you're going to do what you're going to do, and I'm going to trust you. You catch it?
Is the last 2 years where your faith has been tested the most?
For sure. Not this past year.
How's that possible?
This past year, I'm like, Lord, I know you're going to do what you do,
Oh
and
my.
I trust you. And making sure that I was there to give that to Jonathan. That's what I felt that I was there to do. Yeah. My faith has never wavered in that, in that instance. But going through the divorce, that shook me to my core. I was just like...
So she throwing shade at Devon, but things are good with her and Jonathan Majors? Make that make sense, y'all. Come on now. Come on.
Is the last 2 years where your faith has been tested the most?
For sure. Not this past year. This past year, I'm like, Lord, I know you're going to do what you do, and I trust you. And making sure that I was there to give that to Jonathan. That's what I felt that I was there to do. Yeah. My faith has never wavered in that, in that instance.
In that instance.
Going through the divorce, that shook me to my core. I was just like, but Lord, you asked me to be celibate, and I was. You told me to marry. I married that person. I try to do everything to the best of my ability, and no, I didn't do everything perfect, but I don't know that I could have done anything different, if I'm being honest. And so,
so that shook her to her core. But this Devon Franklin stuff shook her to her core. But this Jonathan Major thing did not shake her to her core. When you look at how people spoke out, and y'all know me, I try to be loving, caring. I want everybody to be in love, have the love and support they want, from their friends and family. Are we going to hear 5 to 6 years from now, Megan feels a way about her dating Jonathan? Why Jonathan? Because when you look at the media and the press, you got to pay attention to what people are saying, sweetie. You can't just ignore it. That's the part that everyone's saying. We seen Jonathan running away. We did. We also heard and saw messages in regards to him and his ex concerning red flag. You can't ignore what people are saying about your man, your boo, your love. You can't ignore what's being said. But well wishes, like I said, her life's choices. She can be with whoever she wants to be with. She can love whoever she wants to love. But wake up, ladies. Let's be alert and let's be smart about who we choose. Because if you did it to her, she had concerns. The ex had concerns. People worked with him had concerns. You got to pay attention. Not everybody can be wrong. Not everybody can be wrong. And it's interesting when women say, I'm going to stand by him. That's my man. I'm going to stand with him. When you're ignoring what everybody else is saying, he's good to you now. But what about later? What about later? When things change and you're in the honeymoon stage. Ladies, be careful. Be smart. Let's listen to what she keeps saying. Because it's concerning me.
The most?
I'm not convinced.
Not this past year. This past year, I'm like, Lord, I know you're going to do what you do. And I trust you. And making sure that I was there to give that to Jonathan. That's what I felt that I was there to do. Yeah. My faith has never wavered in that, in that instance. But going through the divorce, that shook me to my core. I was just like, but Lord, you asked me to be celibate, and I was. You told me who to marry. I married that person. I try to do everything to the best of my ability, and no, I didn't do everything perfect, but I don't know that I could have done anything different, if I'm being honest.
So she's making it different for Devon in the conversation, but she didn't say much about this when she broke up with Devon and she got a divorce from Devon. Now she's trying to have a comparison between Devon Franklin and Jonathan Majors. You got to remember what he was saying. This is his Coretta. Baby, you got to be careful of the things you say. It's something how they're trying to be convincing. Did y'all see that video when Jonathan was crying on Van Zant? He was crying on her chest. And then she walks off and almost hit his arm with her chest. You crying on a grown woman's chest. Why? Because of the decisions you've made, and you were able to not go to jail or prison or anything like that. You're able to be at home. And we saw the video. And we've heard what others had to say. That's where my concern is. I get that he was running away. But what happened in that car, what was transpiring, that's the only thing that I will say in regards to he was running away. But I take in consideration what everybody else had to say. And now I take in consideration of what she's trying to convince us, that she's trying to throw a little shade at Devon for leaving her and not wanting to be in the marriage no more. And could it have been that there was just too much going on between her and Devon, and he just couldn't do it no more? You got to be careful. You got to be with people that's evenly yoked when you're a Christian. You can't try and make somebody be you. You have to be evenly yoked. Now, his friend, Devon Franklin and his friend, the people that were on Empire, their marriage is still going strong, probably because they were evenly yoked. Mothers, teach your daughters different. Be with a man that's loving, kind, and respected in the industry and by friends. Ignore the signs if you want to.
Is the last 2 years where your faith has been tested the most?
For sure. Not this past year. This past year, I'm like, Lord, I know you're going to do what you do, and I trust you. And making sure that I was there to give that to Jonathan. That's what I felt that I was there to do. Yeah. My faith has never wavered in that, in that instance. But going through the divorce, that shook me to my core. I was just like, Lord, you asked me to be celibate, and I was. You told me to marry. I married that person. I try to do everything to the best of my ability, and no, I didn't do everything perfect, but I don't know that I could have done anything different, if I'm being honest. And so I was just like, why is this happening? My greatest fear was for my husband to leave me after 10 years of marriage, the way that my dad and my mom separated. And that's exactly what happened. And it's just like, I don't understand this. And so it was a lot of prayer, a lot of evaluation.
She's making it more so about Devon than her relationship with Jonathan. Y'all see? Y'all see the wordplay? Y'all see the distraction? Sweetie, we understand that your man almost went to jail for DV. And the concerns that was said, he was in a relationship, and immediately after, a month or two after, he was with Megan, right? No space in between. He just got done sleeping with her. Now he with you. But everybody's wondering if Megan and Jonathan were either good friends while he was dating that woman, or if him and Megan were talking and he was basically like, I'll break up with her. Just give me time. Let's get through all this Pamir stuff. Okay? So men have to be careful who they choose as well. And women have to really look up what a man has done in his past relationships. Does he get along with his ex-girlfriends? Does he get along with his baby mama and the mama and daddy? You got to ask all those questions. How do you treat people? How do you respect people? How do you talk about people? Are you laughing at them behind their backs? Are you shading them? Are you disrespecting them? You don't want that kind of person in your life, because he's going to do the same to you when he breaks up or divorces you. Let's continue.
That person. I try to do everything to the best of my ability, and no, I didn't do everything perfect, but I don't know that I could have done anything different, if I'm being honest. And so I was just like, why is this happening? My greatest fear was for my husband to leave me after 10 years of marriage, the way that my dad and my mom separated. And that's exactly what happened. And it's just like, I don't understand this. And so It was a lot of prayer, a lot of evaluation, a lot of learning about myself even. It was a lot of realizing the place that we both were in. It was a lot of just like rediscovering God and realizing that sometimes the way that we see or understand things, it's not that it's not true, it's just you do come into different seasons. And I had to accept that if this isn't something I've chosen, but it's something that God has allowed, then God has allowed it for a good reason. And I think that we both have grown from it tremendously. I think that now I think that at the time I was so mad at Devon, but now I think what he did was very brave. And I think that it was a very...
She was mad at Devon, but then she's saying it's brave. But then we're also going to listen to a video that her friends had told her, why are you dating Jonathan? And she basically said, I make my own choices. I'm not going to listen to my friends. But then you didn't do this same conversation in regards to you and Devon, but now you're doing it because you're dating Jonathan and you're trying to have a play on words and trying to distract away from. Many people feel that, and it's their opinion, feel that she could do better. Her choice though, her life choices.
Sometimes the way that we see or understand things, it's not that it's not true, it's just you do come into different seasons. And I had to accept that if this isn't something I've chosen, but it's something that God has allowed, then God has allowed it for a good reason. And I think that we both have grown from it tremendously.
I will say this, ladies, listen to your heart. Sometimes you think you're hearing the man above's voice, but maybe your heart and your mind is lying to you.
That we both were in, it was a lot of just like rediscovering God and realizing that sometimes the way that we see or understand things, it's not that it's not true, it's just you do come into different seasons. And I had to accept that if this isn't something I've chosen, but it's something that God has allowed, then God has allowed it for a good reason. And I think that we both have grown from it tremendously. I think that now I think that at the time I was so mad at Devon, but now I think what he did was very brave. And I think that it was a very scary thing to know that the church and all the people, everyone was going to be like, well, this is not what a man of God or a woman of God does, you know. And of course, there are a lot of people who were like, well, Megan must have done something. And I'm like, what? You know, but I think that in order to grow to the place that we've grown, I think we absolutely were supposed to be married for that amount of time. And I think we got the best and the benefit out of it.
Okay.
The last...
When women ask for something, you are perceived to be a certain kind of way. Yeah.
Okay, so she's on Good Morning America, and they're talking to her about her choice with being with Jonathan, and her friends were telling her, why, what are you doing? Why are you choosing him? Let's go to that other picture. Meagan Good defends relationship with Jonathan, aiming the DV trial. I have to watch what I say. And she's basically saying she's trusting her spirit. Okay.
The support that we've been able to give each other, the pouring into each other, the honest conversations, the love, the respect, just the care.
And do you say to her, sweetie, he had a situationship, and will she mention the other young lady? Will she talk about the other young lady? Probably not.
You know, but at the end of the day, one thing I know is I can always look myself in the mirror when I trust my spirit, when I trust God, when I ask God, and when I, move to the beat of my own drum.
Everybody, ladies, be careful. Be careful. Be careful in choosing a man that just got out of a DV situation. Be careful of a man that just got out of other relationships that did not seem to go well. Look him up. I don't have to convince you. Look up what people had to say about Jonathan Majors. Some people will lie. Okay. Okay. Some people will lie and not tell the truth. I get it. But we side-eye Devon and Megan. Now they're side-eyeing Megan in regards to Jonathan. And we get it. I just wanted to do a quick video. Ladies, be safe. The other situation we're going to talk about, because I have other videos I have to do, and trust to believe, I wasn't going to make any, but I had to. She talked about Tyler Perry paying her what she deserved. And she sat down with Shannon Sharpe, and she went into the meeting, and she was basically saying, okay, what should I have asked for? What should I get paid? And people are telling her, because he asked, what are you seeking as far as pay? And she said, well, let me get back to you. Let me get back with my team. And the one thing they say about Tyler Perry, he will pay you what you're worth. Megan has been in the industry for years. And her and Shannon Sharpe went back and forth, and she said, you know, her team told her this amount. She's like, oh my goodness, that's the amount I should get, but I'm scared to say it to Tyler. And she told him the amount, and he said, that's what I was going to pay you anyway. And she was shocked. So you guys, any actors, artists, tell them what your fee is, but then maybe ask what the budget is. Because if at least what the fee is or what the budget is, maybe you can possibly get close to what you should get. Now, many people were like, well, that's good that she, you know, she got what she was seeking. Okay, what did you miss? Hi, Crystal. Okay. We're talking about Megan Good sat down with Shannon Sharpe, and she's doing a play on words in regards to her relationship with Jonathan Majors and her divorce from Devon Franklin. Baby, when I get off, you're going to have to rewind, because she trying to play a word play, and I'm catching it. Mothers, teach your daughters different. Don't allow, or don't just look at your daughter trying to be with a man that just got out of a DV case. He's in a DV case for a reason. Real talk. If you listen to what his other exes have said about him, I'm not only concerned about things for Megan, I'm truly wondering what made her choose him of all the men in the industry. That's kind of what you miss. You're going to have to rewind it, Crystal, because it's a lot. And I'm concerned for her, because does she have her blinders on because she's maybe trying to get back into the industry and she just wanted to put her footing in? Was she the one that was dating Jonathan Majors and she feels guilty? Maybe. We don't know. That's the one thing we don't know. And I need, if I interviewed her, I'd be like, girl, let me ask you this question. If your girlfriend was dating a Jonathan Majors, what would you say? Girl, what would you tell your younger self? Would you date a guy that has a DV case? And would you not want to talk to his ex-girlfriends? And would you not want to talk with his ex-co-workers and what they have to say about? I'm just concerned about her. Her life choices, her decision. It is what it is. Y'all know my page. I'm a little different. I talk to people about making good choices, being around people that's loving, kind, and respectful. I'm not going to change, but it's her life. It's her life. It's her life. It's her life. It's just interesting to me, out of all the men. Okay, let's take a step back. Why did she date Jonathan Majors a year prior to his DV case? Huh? But you assisted him through going to court with him, standing by his side. Now it's almost like, okay, we got Jonathan taken care of. Now I can get back to the get back, okay? Because she now needs to clean up what's going on. And they can now focus on her getting back to the get back. And it's a blessing that Tyler Perry is maybe giving her a role or something like that. I don't know. I saw a picture of her and Mike Ealy. Oh, that Mike Ealy. Baby, baby, baby. Mike Ealy. There are some men that you just look at them and it's like, yes, That's a gift right there. That's a gift. Do you ever just sometimes look at men and their swag? Baby, it's a beautiful thing. Let's see. Okay, my industry stars have been in circle. Seem to be more like desperate. Yeah. It's interesting how a lot of them date each other. It's interesting, like there's a pool of 200 famous people that's always in the media. And a lot of those people like to date the same people. The Kardashians are good for that. They love dating somebody else's man, take somebody else's man, get somebody else's man. Kardashians love that. But in regards to Meghan, and I'm wondering if years and years from now, we hope not. We hope years from now she won't say XYZ. She made a choice and she has to live with it. Huh. So, her friends are speaking out. Her friends are speaking out and they advised her not to get in a relationship with him. But it's her choice. But it's kind of concerning. We understand if she dated him a year prior, but you were dating him after his DV situation, going to court with him, glasses, he's calling you his Coretta, and many people are like, okay, we get it now. We get it. There's something that, him making those comments, and I don't blame the King family for saying, don't bring us into your stuff. No, sir. No, don't bring us into your stuff just for clickbait, trying to change the narrative, because that's what famous people do. They have a wordplay. They try and use zinger words. They try and change the conversation. And you realize in some of these interviews, baby, I pay attention to stuff. I've been around, and if you only knew, I counsel people, so I know. And I want to know XYZ. What did he say? How did he say it? What did he do? How did he do it? And has he done it before? So if you're telling me things are good, okay. If you're telling me things are not good, okay. But if you go back to the foolishness, you got 1 or 2 times with me, and I'm like, baby, you do you. I don't want to hear it no more. Sorry. But no. He did X, Y, and Z, and you going back, that's your choice. First time, I kind of give him a pass. Second time, I don't feel like counseling you through this. Nope. Keep that negative stuff over there, because if he did this, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. And I don't want the phone call. That it got worse. Love you though, but go over there. I learned over the years, I used to be, okay, girl, we gonna work through this. Okay, girl, we gonna, yep, it's okay. All right, men make mistakes. Yeah, girl, back in the day. But now, that truth hurts. And many people can't deal with it. If y'all only knew, back in the day, my phone used to ring like I was a counselor. Real talk. My phone used to ring like I was a counselor 3 or 4 times a day for guidance, conversation, uplift me, help me, guide me, Uber, Lyft, a bank. Things had to change, and I shut that down. And when I did, people were mad. People were big mad. They don't like the word no. But in regards to the industry, and we talk about like the K's and the J's, their unhealthy relationships, how their men's careers change. But many people are saying, okay, is Meghan, and it's a good thing she's working with Tyler. It's a good thing she's with Tyler, because Tyler's going to take care of her. Because a lot of people are side-eyeing Meghan. And she did not say much when her and Devon got a divorce. But now she's speaking on Jonathan and Devon. Now she's speaking on Jonathan and Devon. And she's upset that after 10 years, he basically was like, he ain't want it no more. Crystal, go back and check the beginning. She was hurt that, she was like, my parents, after 10 years, there was a separation, and I had prayed that would never happen to me and Devon, but I'm proud of Devon for making the choice to choosing himself. Devon's now in a happy relationship. I'm sure Devon is probably like, why am I in it? Why are you bringing me up in your situation? Megan's interview, period, should have only been about her and Jonathan. What, why, and how. Period. What in the heck? What in the heck? Why in the heck are you dating this man? I would love for a lot of people, when it happened, there was more people talking about Jonathan and his character than people sticking up about his character. It was concerning of the things that was stated. Go look it up. My page, I tell y'all what I see. I tell y'all what I hear. I'm not going to bring up a lot of stuff, so you go look it up. Go look them up. Go look them up. Megan's a beautiful woman, intelligent woman, bright woman. She's behind the scenes in a lot of movies. She's in front of the camera in a lot of movies. And when her and Devon were married, people were kind of like, okay, they waited. Then they wrote the book about waiting. Then they talked about the relationship with them and God and and they made their money. And some couples listened to them. And Devon's still, I think, a pastor. And he's dating now. I saw him holding hands with somebody. I don't know who he's dating. But, you know, I think when I had listened to Devon say something about 4 or 5 months ago, he had said he talks to Megan every now and then. And he checks up on her. He should. He should. Yeah. Crystal, I don't know why your message got restricted. Resend that message. I was just trying to read it. I don't have my glasses on. Resend that message, Crystal. It got deleted or message restricted. Yeah, it's just a lot going on with Megan. And I tell you guys all the time, mothers teach your daughters different. Be with a man that adores you, appreciates you, comforts you, don't throw shade at you or your family, respects you, you know. And everybody, and Megan, why didn't Megan clear that up? Why didn't Megan clear that up? Whether how they met, how they hooked up, I don't know, through the interviews. Maybe she did. How long they've known each other. How they connected. When he was going through the DV, you were just like, oh, he's available? What? There's no actors that she wanted to see or date prior to him? You just said, oh, he's available. And the Marvel thing canceled him. His management team got rid. And he'll rise again. His career will take a boost. I'm sure he'll do something even with Tyler as well. But, baby, mothers teach your daughters different. Don't attach yourself to a man that had or is in a DV case, attached to a DV case. Listen to what the people in the industry has to say about him and his character. The character matters because when there's Mad Day, you know what Mad Day mean. When there's Mad Day, you're going to see that character come out on you at one point or another. You're going to hear the conversations of, if she really listened to what the ex said, what he was saying to his ex. Go back and look it up, y'all. Because some of those words I can't say. So it's easier when it's like that and I'm restricted of how I say it. Go look up of how Jonathan Majors talk with, and how he treated his exes. I'll put exes behind that. Concerning text messages. Go look it up. Jonathan Majors and his ex-girlfriends, how they acted, how co-workers thought about him. We want to say, good job, Megan, if this was a year prior to his DV case. But we're concerned, girl. We're concerned. We're just concerned over here. We're concerned over here. Baby. I'm concerned for Megan. But I will tell you this, like I said, she grown. It's her life. She can make her own choices. She can do whatever she wants. But we look at the world and we say Hollywood or Hollyweird. Hollywood or Hollyweird. Hollywood or and people change, don't they? Yeah, people change. People change. They do better. This may have shook him to the core where he won't ever say the wrong thing, do the wrong thing, get text messages from another woman or cheat. He may never do nothing again, because that probably shook him to the core that he can go to jail. A woman chasing you? My ex said, what about me? My ex co-worker said, what about me? Oh, I need to clean it up, because he was able to keep a lot of that stuff behind the paywall. He was able to keep a lot of that. But then as soon as this case came out, ex-girlfriends talked about him, ex-co-workers talked about him, people were going in on Jonathan. And it was like, wow. And then how he would, in certain pictures, the clothes, how he would hold his face, like he didn't want his cheeks to be out. He just wanted to suck his cheeks in. It was all interesting. So years from now, 5 or 6 years from now, we hear from Megan. And sometimes women see that a man is going through something and they want to be there and they want to be the shoulder to cry on. Some women want to save a guy. They do. They do. Some women want to save a guy and be like, I'm there for him. I'm supporting him. We're doing this together. If I would have did the interview, I would have been like, what, why, how? How did you meet him? Why are you dating him? And were you the girl that was on the phone texting or calling? Or were you friends with him while he was dating his ex that he has a DV case with? That's what I would want to know. But I'm wishing her well, though. I'm telling you, I was not going to make no videos today, but I had to get up. As soon as I heard her conversation with Shannon Sharpe, I'm going to let y'all listen to that, because a lot of y'all are just now coming in.
Last 2 years where your faith has been tested the most?
For sure. Not this past year.
See, not this past year.
I'm like, Lord, I know you're going to do what you do.
Okay.
And I trust you. And making sure that I was there to give that to Jonathan. That's what I felt that I was there to do. Yeah. My faith has never wavered in that, in that instance. But going through the divorce.
So y'all just not coming in. Y'all hear what she said?
Has been tested the most?
For sure. Not this past year.
Not this past year, though.
Year, I'm like, Lord, I know you're going to do what you do. And I trust you. And making sure that I was there to give that to Jonathan. That's what I felt.
She had to give that to Jonathan.
Yeah. My faith has never wavered in that, in that instance. But going through the divorce, that shook me to my core. I was just like, Lord, you asked me to be celibate, and I was.
This is what got me up out of my comfort. This is what got me up out of my comfort, is because she's making some of this about Devon and not about Jonathan.
Last 2 years where your faith has been tested the most?
For sure. Not this past year. This past year, I'm like, Lord, I know you're going to do what you do. And I trust you. And making sure that I was there to give that to Jonathan. That's what I felt that I was there to do. Yeah. My faith has never wavered in that, in that instance. But going through the divorce, that shook me to my core. I was just like, Lord, you asked me to be celibate, and I was. You told me who to marry. I married that person. I try to do everything to the best of my ability, and no, I didn't do everything perfect, but I don't know that I could have done anything different, if I'm being honest. And so I was just like, why is this happening? My greatest fear was...
And don't get me wrong, like I said, y'all, she grown. She grown. She's a grown woman, and she has to make her choices. But we see that we are concerned about this beautiful woman, intelligent woman, chosen a man that just got out of a DV case, and she was at court with him, helping him through his DV situation. Y'all note in the comments, would y'all date a guy that's going through a DV? I told y'all there's some women that will want to be a shoulder to cry on for a man that's going through, because they feel that he's emotional and wow, I've seen him from afar and now I could date him. Let me see what I could do. Because prior to Jonathan Majors, I don't think we've really seen Megan with anybody. And which is, like I said, her life choices, grown woman. She don't have to do nothing that nobody else tells her to do. Her choices. She has to be with him. Let's continue.
Trust you. And making sure that I was there to give that to Jonathan. That's what I felt that I was there to do. Yeah. My faith has never wavered in that, in that instance. But going through the divorce, that shook me to my core. I was just like, but Lord, you asked me to be celibate, and I was. You told me who to marry. I married that person. I try to do everything to the best of my ability, and no, I didn't do everything perfect, but I don't know that I could have done anything different, if I'm being honest. And so I was just like, why is this happening? My greatest fear was for my husband to leave me after 10 years of marriage, the way that my dad and my mom separated. And that's exactly what happened. And it's just like, I don't understand this. And so it was a lot of prayer, a lot of evaluation, a lot of learning about myself even. It was a lot of realizing the place that we both were in. It was a lot of just like rediscovering God and realizing that.
Yeah, I see your message, Crystal. Yeah, she could have some personal issues, and she probably thinks that she could save a guy that's going through some stuff. She probably, like I said, women find a man that's successful. They want to attach themselves to them. Sometimes it's like that. Because maybe guys weren't, calling her phone or wanting to date her. Who was it that wanted to go out to take her out to dinner? Who was that? I don't know. He was on Jason Lee's show. He was trying to talk to her, young guy. And Megan was like, I am not interested in that young dude. So then, it's her like choices. The concerning part, if he didn't have the DV and he just broke up with his girl, I get that. It's the DV case that's concerning me. It's what past co-workers said about him. It's what past girlfriends said about him. The messages in itself. Go look it up. Go look it up, baby.
Just like rediscovering God and realizing that sometimes the way that we see or understand things, it's not that it's not true. It's just you do come into different seasons. And I had to accept that if this isn't something I've chosen, but it's something that God has allowed, then God has allowed it for a good reason. And I think that we both have grown from it tremendously. I think that now, I think that at the time I was so mad at Devon, but now I think what he did was very brave.
So I'm glad she gave him kudos. She felt it was brave.
It was a very scary thing to know that the church and all the people, everyone was going to be like, but this is not what a man of God or a woman of God does, And of course, there were a lot of people who were like, well, Megan must have done something. And I'm like, what?
So the church people were blaming her.
I think that in order to grow to the place that we've grown.
And let me tell you, Christians, their relationships, people like to judge, criticize. The people in the church can be some of the harshest people. Even if Devon fed his community and helped people pay rent and pay bills, there will still be people, and Megan dealt with that a lot. In regards to being on Devon's arm and people constantly trying to talk about Megan and the movies she's been in and the choices she made. I get it. Some of the older Christians, some of their comments, the conversations, brutal. Some people aren't built for the church community. They're not. And that's why some people go to church and they keep to themselves. Oh, let's do Wednesday Bible study. Let's do Friday Bible study. Can we come to your home? No. That's too close. And that's why some people get the word and they go home. They don't get close to church people because they can be. Some churches are really great. Some churches, pastors don't play. We're not going to bring no drama. We're not going to bring no conflict. Everybody's welcome. You can come in here as you are. There are some pastors that are really kind and great people, and they want people to be comfortable. And even with that, some people still keep to themselves. Some people do. So let's continue. I mean, she's grateful that Devon chose himself. Sometimes you got to do that. If you're not happy, don't stay in it. If you're not comfortable, don't be in it. I could tell y'all some stories. Baby, on my vacation, baby, on my vacation, Some of these women are in some situationships, but it's their life, their choices. Their life, their choices. And see, I'm very careful about what I say. Sorry about that.
2 years
Hold on.
where your faith has been tested the most?
This whole thing failed.
Not this past year. This past year, I'm like, Lord, I know you're going to do what you do, and I trust you.
Whole thing failed.
And making sure that I was there to give that to Jonathan. That's what I felt that I was there to do. Yeah. My faith has never wavered in that, in that instance. But going through the divorce, that shook me to my core. I was just like, but Lord, you asked me to be celibate, and I was. You told me to marry. I married that person. I try to do everything to the best of my ability, and no, I didn't do everything perfect, but I don't know that I could have done anything different, if I'm being honest. And so I was just like, why is this happening? My greatest fear was for my husband to leave me after 10 years of marriage, the way that my dad and my mom separated. And that's exactly what happened. And it's just like, I don't understand this. And so it was a lot of prayer, a lot of evaluation, a lot of learning about myself even. It was a lot of realizing the place that we both were in. It was a lot of just like rediscovering God and realizing that sometimes the way that we see or understand things, it's not that it's not true, it's just you do come into different seasons. And I had to accept that if this isn't something I've chosen, but it's something that God has allowed, then God has allowed it for a good reason.
Chosen or allowed?
Both have grown from it.
So I'm telling you, on my vacation, I was looking at one of my girlfriends. It's like, are you choosing this or are you allowing it? But then I kept to myself and I went to the other side and I was like, not counseling on this vacation. I'm going to keep to myself. I'm going to mind my business. Do you. Sometimes people will change. People will change and they can change. And they could literally change by talking with their mom, their dad. You need to do better. You have a good woman. Don't mess up.
And it's something that God has allowed, then God has allowed it for a good reason. And I think that we both have grown from it tremendously. I think that now, I think that at the time I was so mad at Devon, but now I think what he did was very brave. And I think that it was a very scary thing to know that the church and all the people, everyone was going to be like, well, this is not what a man of God or a woman of God does, And of course, there are a lot of people who were like, well, Megan must have done something. And I'm like, what? But I think that in order to grow to the place that we've grown, I think we absolutely were supposed to be married for that amount of time. And I think we got the best and the benefit out of it.
So I wish her well. You can't tell grown people how to live, act. Will question what's going on. It's different if, like I said, she dated him prior to his DV case, but it's her choice. But many people are wishing her well. Many people still love and because that's the one thing about Megan. She's not problematic. She's not problematic. She's not stealing somebody. Well, he broke up with the girl, but it's not like she's problematic. In regards to the industry, you don't hear a lot about her. Not current. She kept to herself pretty much when she broke up with Devon. She pretty much kept to herself. So wishing her well. I thank everyone for being here. I thank you, Christopher, for your comments, your thoughts. There's another video I got to do. This and the other one got me up out of my bed. It did. Because I was literally going to just post tomorrow. But baby, this next video I'm about to do, tune back in the next 15 minutes. You're going to be shocked. And I'm trying to pull up another one because there's a clip that I need to pull together. But I just want people to be in healthy relationships. Be around people that's loving, kind, and respectful. It's so important. And I try and be careful what I say. I've seen a lot. I've heard a lot. I've seen a lot of people be in situations and it's like, dang, I hate that for them. So You fall in love, just make sure he treats you like a queen, and he respects you, and he respects your family. There's a lot going on in the world, y'all. There's a lot going on in the world. And we got to pray for our sisters and wish them well. Like I said, maybe this has shook Jonathan to his core, and maybe he's going to change because of what he's heard people say and what he almost went through. And he's lost a lot. So my prayers go out to Megan, because if she listens to it, I just want her to know we're here for you, sister. Wishing you well. So I thank everyone for being here. Like, comment, and subscribe. Like I mentioned, my page got 1 million views, the whole page, 1 million views. So I'm trying to get to 50K subscribers in the next 4 months. So support the channel, subscribe to the channel. I'll be bringing some good tea, y'all. I'll be bringing some good tea. When I take my breaks, sometimes those people can't steal my stuff. And they be big mad. Where's she at? Where's she at? Where's she at? So my vacation was wonderful. Good friends. No jealousy, no strife, no weirdness. Just a good. And I needed it. So I'm trying to get back to making my videos and doing my videos and bring y'all a good, hot tea. So well wishes to Megan. Prayers go out to her. Tyler Perry is, I think she's doing something with Tyler Perry, and he's paying her basically what she deserves. And I think most of our actresses and actors should get what they deserve. I do. And I think that that's going to shake a lot of the other producers to make sure our people get what they need. Oh yeah, baby. When he built those, when he built all that, and he built all that stuff in Atlanta, it shook people to the core. And Tyler Perry allegedly is working with 50 Cent. I don't know if I'll do a separate video on that, but I was staying on top of my stuff. I was clicking, saving, clicking, saving, clicking, saving, clicking, saving, click, save. Okay, I'm about to get off because I'm now being silly. Thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting the channel. Like, comment, and subscribe. We talked about Megan. We talked about Jonathan. And prayers go out to her. Wishing her well. Thanks for being here, everyone. Love, and appreciate the people you're around. Have a good night. Goodbye.